My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Against the Storm. Today, we're going to be founding a settlement, I believe, here in the Royal Woodlands. I would go to Scarlet Orchard, my ultimate goal being to work down in this direction of these question marks. But I did just go to a Scarlet Orchard, and even though it wasn't really like a broad run at all, obviously, I'm playing only one glade. I highly recommend that if you did not see it. Was a good time of just exploiting the absolute hell out of some of the cornerstones. By the by, let me just say that Camp's update number 2 has been shipped as of before the start of this video. So we will see some visual updates as to the new camps and things like that. There are some new cornerstones in the game. There have been a couple of different changes. Nothing huge or dramatic. I did read over the patch notes. Nothing super worth bringing everything to a halt here in order to name. Speaking of name, let's name our settlement. I'm going to name this Peakton. Seems like a nice little name for a nice little town here in the Royal Woodlands with an average amount of fertile soil. Geez. With Prestige 6 giving us higher food consumption, I do wonder if I may want better food acquiring species with us. One that comes to mind is the lizard here, being particularly good at gathering eggs, meat, and insects out of a... No, we don't have a trapper's camp up here. We have the herbalist's camp. Herbalist's camp also quite important here with the herbs, the berries, and the mushrooms. I think I'm going to take the lizards, and I think I'm just going to kind of swing with whatever happens. With lizards as well, we are going to have the option to take 6 embark points worth of stuff with us. Forager's camp is not going to be super relevant here, right? It's just the vegetables and the roots. There's no grain on this map. I'm almost leaning towards the idea of continuing to try and get some more coal so that is like a mission solution that I can have on hand so that I can kind of break into later glades earlier, a dangerous glade slightly earlier in particular. Because the earlier I can break into a dangerous glade, the earlier I can start to try and exploit more consistent nodes, and I can start actually building my run around, oh, I found like a couple of big nodes of meat, for instance. I now know that I can take, meat specialization for the hunter and things like that. But then again, I am also slightly concerned about the fact that all of our food consumption is going to be higher. So I do want to try and take some excess food with us as well. Or maybe, here's the trick. Instead of setting up way too many woodcutters early on, I'm actually going to set up a little bit of food generation early on, something that I often neglect to do. And I'm going to force myself to do so by not taking any additional foodstuffs with us. I will use this opportunity to take the herbalist's camp and some wood, because I'm not going to have as many woodcutters in the opening, is the idea here. Let's go, Peakton. I believe in this town. I believe in this settlement. I believe in this location. I believe this forest mystery is forest offerings. During the drizzle season, every dangerous or forbidden glade event you complete will give you 30 random raw food. Dangerous or forbidden glade event. Got it. We've also got the negative modifiers of muddy ground, villagers off-road speed is increased by 30%, flooded roads, so higher cost for our trade routes in terms of the packs of provisions we need to send, downpour for chance of consuming double the food during a break if they don't have housing and services, and grim fate, just straight up murdering our civilians. Also 1 point in the update here, worth noting, obviously, a little bit represented on the screen at the moment, is the fact that the hearth and the warehouse now have randomized starting positions. Slightly randomized. They have formatted randomized starting positions, which does mean that we're going to have the ability to have like the warehouse walk directly out into buildings that are constructing. This is so good. Beautiful. I do really like this, actually. I am kind of giddy about the idea of there just being like a little bit more variation at the very start here. Speaking of, the small trapper's camp is going to do an absolute job here. Obviously, we have lizards to work it. Speaking of, we have lizards and humans as our second species. That's actually really good. They overlap in religion. They overlap in jerky. They overlap in pies. That's a lot to support. Okay, next up, what do we have? What do we have around here? What do we have? Ooh, the locations of our nearest dangerous glades are not great. This one's kind of fine. This one's also kind of fine. Okay, it's just the one to the right that I don't want to break into early. Oh, north looks good, though. Oh, baby, does north look good. Pop another hearth right about there. Maybe I even only pop a warehouse there and not a hearth next to it. I'm trying to think with portals. Because those warehouses are obviously linked together with portal technology. The food that appears in this warehouse is already immediately available in the other warehouse. Faster than the speed of light. Must be. Some sort of wormhole technology. Edel's Camp, not relevant at the moment. Let's get our woodcutters. So ultimately, I mean, let's get one of you just cutting down as quickly as possible. Actually, both of you just cutting down as quickly as possible. Fastest delivery routes you can possibly get to the main warehouse there. How quickly do I want to house everyone as well? Pretty salient question, methinks. 1 second here. There we go. 2 of you in the trapper's camp. And then more in the woodcutters each. Beautiful. Oh, I have not even checked my reputation bonus yet. Greenhouse. Plantation, press, and artisan. Oh. So press would give us the ability to get oil online really, really early as an efficient fuel. That efficient fuel can be made out of meat, it can be made out of grain, plant fiber, or vegetables. We have a good source of meat already on the map. Well, not a repeatable source of meat, right? So we won't want to make it like the backbone of our economy in terms of all of our oil production. That said, this also gives us the ability to produce flour, and that's going to be a little bit important. That said, the greenhouse. It is specialized by farmers. We do have people. It makes herbs and mushrooms. Mushrooms makes flour, herbs make the core ingredients for both pies and biscuits. With just a single greenhouse and rain, I could easily set up pretty good foodstuffs for pretty much everyone pretty quickly. That said, I don't have any fertile soil yet, so none of these decisions are really relevant just yet, unfortunately. I really do want to push through one of these decisions as well, just so that, like, you know, take greenhouse so that I can see the next one in case the next one has workshop, for instance, which would obviously be the very first thing that I want to make. But when am I going to make this decision? This is what I need to tell myself, right? I need to figure out when I choose between these, because if I leave this until like year 3 and I still haven't chosen any of our reputation bonuses, the entire time I could have just been making planks and bricks and fabric consistently, and everyone could be housed, and I could have, you know, my first service building online, if but for the fact that I had opened a reputation bonus, you know. Greenhouse. I can't see my way around it not being greenhouse. It's greenhouse, right? It's greenhouse. There's the Weaver. Ooh, granary, also not awful right now, especially if we find that our third species is beavers. The beavers have the ability to eat pickled goods, and pickled goods are not extremely difficult to get on a map together like this. I can pickle mushrooms as well, which I obviously got some creation of with the greenhouse. So I would only need a water skin or a pottery or barrel production in order to start making those, obviously, as well as the pickled good production itself. That said, it also gives us the ability to get fabric into 2-star, which is also really powerful, so. Specialized by humans as well, by farmers. So again, all of that works together in perfect symphony. I don't think I make that decision just yet, because if I'm choosing one of these literally just to get fabric, I'm not making many things with fabric right now, so it doesn't seem our highest priority. I have 2 humans currently unemployed, not doing much. Just vibing, having a good time. Fair enough. I am going to get them to put up some piping, just in case they find their true calling in plumbing. Trades are a great way to make a job. Seems they've learnt that lesson well. We've got a cornerstone arriving as well for advanced fuel. Fuel recipes are 33% faster. Cannibalism, 30 meat every time a villager leaves or dies. Woodpecker technique, 1 insect every time you cut down 2 trees. Insects can be used for making jerky, which is important at this point. And the prayer book, scouts work 10% faster on glade events for every firekeeper assigned to a hearth. I want, in the early game, either a cornerstone to build towards that is like really undeniably powerful that is going to carry my late game, or something to make my early game easier. And if I am going to be dedicating a lot of woodcutters early on, like I usually keep 6 woodcutters until year 4, 5. Suddenly having really good insect production as well, it's a no-brainer to me. We're taking woodpecker technique there. All right, next up. I think I might also benefit from getting an early stonecutters camp and some early clay. I will need to make some bricks if I'm going to house the lizards or the humans. I've already got some planks, so I can actually house the humans just by themselves right now. After the bricks, rather. Clearing glades. So open 2 glades, and then make 3 packs of building materials in order to get 30 jerky, 3 parts, and 4 villages. That sounds excellent to me. Or delivery, packs of provisions and packs of crops in order to get 10 amber, 20 grain, and 4 villages. The fact that that grain won't do anything for me, the amber will, obviously, but the jerky is immediately very useful. Helps make the case for clearing glades here, which I'll be taking. I'm also going to take the next one. I'm not going to check the final one in case it has a timed order that I might be able to fulfill at a different point. Big delivery. Plus 1 to plank production. I do like this, but this currently means that with the other 3 packs of building materials, suddenly it's getting very, very costly. Oh, actually, it's not getting very costly if I do it clever. So if I do it clever, what I do is I finish the big delivery first, make 5 packs of building materials. It gives me 20 bricks. I have 1 leftover building material because you can only make them in lots of 2, so I'll have 1 left over from that. And then I use 6 of the new bricks in order to make the final 2, giving me the 3 in order to finish the other mission. So all that means is I would need at the start either 30 planks or 18 of bricks or fabric. That's pretty achievable. I'll take that. Alright, everyone continue cutting, please. Expand my realm of influence. Yes. Yes. Also have some stone cutting going on in just a moment. As soon as you'd like to get to it. Okay, so if the clearance is going to take about 4 minutes, for humans to be happy at this point, they need to have the reputation threshold of 30. I can get them plus 6 easily. I was just wondering if I house the humans at this point, because they're already getting clothing, can I start getting reputation out of that? That's a bit much of a dream right there, I think. At this point, I think I will take the granary, and I'm taking the granary because I do think I need my fabric production online now. I also think, like, the weaver, is that ever going to be the better option for us? Kind of, maybe? Just because we get so little plant fiber that we're not really going to be able to make that much fabric in the granary. Right. It's 3 apiece, 3 apiece. That said, if I had the beaver, I want the granary or the clothier. I don't want the weaver. If it's the harpy is my final species, then I don't want the clothier. Maybe in that case I would want the weaver. So it's basically... No! I'm taking the granary. I'm just gonna make that... there's the workshop. Yeah. Laugh it up, game. Laugh it up. Alright, I'm taking the workshop, obviously. Solve all of my problems instantly. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna put that down directly facing the main area. It's gonna be picking up all on dropping off all from. Yeah, just make that workshop as soon as you can. Let's get the crude workstation up in order to make the materials for it in the first place. You need to make a total of 6 of each of these. All right. I think we're in business. So realistically here, I need to take a couple folk off of their jobs. Got some clay. I'm gonna need more clay than that in order to get the 6 total. So I can't take people off of stone cutting just yet. Ah, this is a slider for if I want people to deliver earlier than the completion of a single full pack of goods. Fair enough. So I'm taking both of them off that job in order to make the crude workstation at this point. They've delivered already some of the planks that they need to make. There we go. Only 6 bricks and 6 fabric. And with the materials that we have access to, fabric's going to be the big problem. So keeping these woodcutters camps going consistently and, in fact, as efficiently as possible is key here. So I think this does mean that officially year 2 is going to be when I'm going to break into my first glade. Which is fine. Honestly, like, it is the more realistic thing. It's just I do long for the days when I used to break into a glade instantly and start figuring out where my strategy was from there, you know? Now if I do that, it kills me. Alright. So here rolls in the first storm. I mean, we're only going to get 2 levels of the negative hostility, so if I favor the lizards, we can actually get through this without changing anything, giving us the ability to retain our woodcutters. I like that. Favor the lizards. There we go. Yeah, no real reason to alter from any part of this path just yet. So that's delivery of the rest of the fabric at that point. We don't have enough fabric in total, I believe. No, we just have 4. Unfortunately, we're not delivering a huge amount of... Oh, we're delivering a little bit of plant fiber at this point, and there is 2 in there. Okay, so we keep 1 worker in. They will make the final fabric. I guess I'm just going to get the other worker to go and make some stone in the meantime. It's going to take them a moment, but they are about to get that final plant fiber from here. There we go. Start making that fabric. Why are you making a brick? Oh no! I can tell you stop making bricks now. Bugger. They decided to make a brick in this instance because the bricks had already been delivered to the workshop. So I'd already depleted the 6 that I had in reservoir at that point. Annoyingly. Let's have a look at our newcomers. That tells us we do have BBs. BBs! Oh, I'm so glad that we went with the granary. Extraction tools. 8 artifacts for every 2 completed dangerous or forbidden glade events. That's back to nature. You lose all food, cooked and raw, but you get increased yields by 100% for all buildings that use fertile soil. That is ridiculously good. I would love to be able to take it. I honestly might be able to actually afford it though. Old Fedora Hat, increase the chance of bringing back twice as much from Glade events by 50%, and hostilities reduced by 15 points every time you sell goods worth 25 Amber. Protected trade is very powerful. But let's have a wee bit think about this, you know? If I were gonna start cutting away at the rest of my materials, if I were to throw all of this food into the trash, would I be able to survive it? Realistically, I would need to keep these this going as it currently is, the small trappers camp. I wouldn't want to grow my population particularly quickly. Gonna have to make a makeshift post at some point. There's 5 in there. I feel like I could take that cornerstone and survive it. The only problem is if I do not find fertile soil, like, immediately afterwards, we're screwed. Boom. Doing it. Doing it. Now, unfortunately, none of this is food stuff either. Simple tools. Well, simple tools when I have none. 3 doesn't really help us all. Sure, I'll take the one that gives us some planks. Once you make that fabric, please just deliver the stuff. The workshop is so overdue. Go. And now that that's done, I'm gonna empty that out. We haven't got enough blight rod on there to make it so that I can't refund the crew workstation, which is good. So now I just have the workshop. Boom! Huge upgrade! Let's get some of you all in specialized jobs. Let's get the woodcutters in the woodcutting job specifically as well. And yeah. Have at it, folk. Now, we are also in... during drizzle season, every completed. I'm not going to complete them during drizzle season is the big thing. Gosh, do I need to get, again, quite close to opening a glade rather than actually opening the glade? 2.5 minutes left. Nah, I'm opening it. Ooh, let's have a look at our new glades as well. Trading posts. Yep. Keep the builder's resolve above 20 for 30 seconds is not particularly difficult for us to do. Get 2 additional beavers for doing so. Being rewarded with foodstuffs is particularly powerful for us at the moment. Get the one that incentivizes trade. Human population with the ability to make pie at a 3-star rate. Sounds good to me. And I'm not going to look at the final one just in case it's timed. So here we find the Fishman Cave. Oh boy. I'm going to need more resin to be able to solve this. It spawns 3 Fishman Totems and gives us 1 impatience point if I don't solve it fast enough. While we're working on it, it will be giving us constant spawns of Fishman traps. There's a granary here, as it turns out. I could have just gotten this granary. Oops. There is fertile soil down here, though, which I need to capitalize on yesterday. So if I need to capitalize upon that yesterday, the way I start today is by making a rain collector. Can get... I mean, we could get the people who enjoy it are beavers, but they're not good at it. They don't make twice as many goods. They just get extra resolve, which, you know, could be useful for increasing the resolve of the beavers, but I didn't take that quest. So there we go. Let's start collecting some rain. Now that we have a workshop and a rain collector, I am starting to get a little bit concerned about our blight rot. It's not here yet, but it's gonna start coming. These buildings don't stop going, is the thing. That's their whole thing. They happen to the environment. How can I get faster resources again? Something like that. Extending the path in that area looks good as well. And then something similar in the other direction. We're getting pretty close to the amount of resin that we're going to require in order to solve this event. One being delivered. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to resolve it. Hold out for the final resin. I'm definitely not going to want to resolve it through Storm, but like start working it at the end of Storm? That seems reasonable. If there's less than 60 seconds until the end of Storm, starting work on here seems advantageous, frankly. This is going to be particularly sad. I'm going to have to take a lot of people off of wood cutting right now as well. I guess I should get people ready to make houses. Yeah, let's make one beaver house. One human house. And a whole mess of lizard houses. Two right now will have to count as a whole mess. That's all I have access to. It spawning 3 fishmen totems is certainly going to be a problem. Not going to say it's not. In fact, I will say it is, because it will be. I intend to survive, though. Come on, final piece of that resin. 29 out of 30, 29 out of 30, 29 out of 30. Oh, the storm begins. Wait a second. Yeah, the rest of you need to finish your deliveries, including that resin. Okay, cool. We've actually managed to control our hostility back down to 0. Which is very handy. The storm is only going to take 2 minutes. You know what? Given the fact that we have done this, I'm going to start this event earlier. Getting 30 planks, 30 leather, 25 bricks. Holy heck, yes, that's exactly what I want. That's going to help me really establish a home. Or, rather, I could send to the Citadel, which would give me the amount of money that I need for the trading post to immediately pop off as a mission. Trading post popping off as a mission gives us some simple tools, some parts, some biscuits. Dang. Herbalist trial. Produce 55 berries in the following building. Herbalist camp. I do not believe we have any access to... Whoa, excuse me. Oh my god. We do have access to berries. Oh. Can I make a warehouse right now? I can. Oh god, am I gonna do this in the storm? The herbalist's trial? +3 to pigment production, but it gives me a... Ooh, I get it in the alchemist's hut. I thought this was gonna be the apothecary where I would be able to make some of that pigment. Instead, it is the alchemist's hut with the ability to make cosmetic and wine and crystallized yew. Honestly, not things I'm super keen to be able to make. Gives me 20 pickled goods. Actually, I don't want that. I might be able to complete it, but going super far out of my way to complete that is not advantageous to me right now. Important delivery. I don't think it'd be too bad for me to get a decent amount of coal here. Some wildfire essences I'd be able to sell. I'm going to take into the wilds, actually. 5 glades. I should be opening that over the course of this. We had a very, very glade cautious game last time. I'm not going to immediately repeat that. Okay. Wait, I did not tell them to investigate this yet, right? Of course. Yeah, take materials. I need those. Unfortunately, they're going to have to make so many trips in order to get the resin all the way there that they're definitely not going to complete it before it goes off. Alas. Do the best we can. Taking down the stonecutter deposit there. Do I throw some people at the granary in order to get the vegetables out of it? I think so. This will complete in 1 minute. So this is an event in a dangerous glade. It might give me 30 food when it completes. I'm going to favor the lizards in order to keep them happy. Unfortunately, we are getting increased hostility from the fishman totem, and we are going to get a lot more of that pretty soon. Part of the reason that it's very important that I start housing the lizards. Speaking thereof, let's continue with that job. New cornerstone arrives. Traders now have 1 more cornerstone available for sale, 30 meat every time a villager leaves or dies. The +1 to global resolve for every 2 caches that you open, and gain 1 production yield for all packs of goods. +1 to production yields for all packs of goods. I'm gonna re-roll here. This is a lot of things that aren't going to pay off for a while, and I need faster than that right now. Here's one of our new cornerstones. The Royal Stormwalkers secured the trail to your settlement. Newcomers will arrive 25% quicker. We could also have newcomers arrive with 40% more goods for every hub level that we've gained. 20 amber for every 100 ale produced is not bad either. Producing ale for the humans and beavers, well, it seems like a reasonable time to me. Crowded Caravan has each newcomer group has 2 additional villages, which is also pretty important this early on. I'm actually going to take that. And then I will take the 2 additional in coal. That's not enough to actually pay off the 20 I need. Sure. I'm going to take additional humans in this instance. They have clay, which I'm a little bit more interested in right now, but they also have humans, which I'm slightly interested in because we've got the greenhouse to come up. I also recognize now that, yeah, we are definitely starting to get to the edge of our limit on blight rot, so I need to get a blight post down, toot sweet post haste. There we go. Tell you can make up a total of 10 of those before I'll start getting cranky. Let's put a couple beavers back in woodcutter camps, leave 3 folk out to work, because we are about to have a bomb of different things in the Fishman Cave that we have to deal with. We've also got all of these coming down. There we go. 1 more Fishman Totem, deal with that. Now, I don't believe these will count as events for the sake of the forest offerings, unfortunately. I think the Fishman Totems count as clone events for the sake of that. Clone events being ones that don't count as true real events, so they don't have to give you a resource. Yes, unfortunately that does appear to be what's happened there. Rough. Yep, I'm still going up. New totem appears. Start dealing with it. This apparently didn't give me a trigger of forest offering. I really thought it would have. I guess maybe the granary doesn't count as complete until the ruin has disappeared. Oh, okay. So here is our impatience point, as well as the spawn of 3 Fishman Totems at the same time. This is what we've been preparing for. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it's going to be the end of us. Fishman Totem appeared nearby, of course. There goes that ruin. Definitely didn't get anything from forest offerings, unfortunately. Could have sworn that would have worked. Because it was an event in a dangerous or forbidden glade. Completed in drizzle. Maybe I need to start it in drizzle as well. Okay. So ancient hearth. Ah, good thing I've got these pre-made, these pipes down here. I wondered why everyone had so much more resolve than I was necessarily expecting them to. Let's get a Humie house and a BB house. One more Lizzie house. All's well. There we go. Goods received. We got ourselves a total of 30. Boom. 30 insects for our hard work. Honestly, it's way more than that actually represented, because we now have the fertile soil down here, which we are actually going to be able to start working with. So, speaking of starting to work with this fertile soil down here, let's actually put down a workshop. How about we do that? Oh, sorry, workshop. A warehouse early on. So, I mean, look at the next order. Very delivery. Forum. I'm not going to want to make the forum. No ifs, ands, or buts about that one. That's very delivery for us, and I'm not going to check the other one for a little bit. Now that Black Post has arrived, I'll throw 3 of you in there, lizards, who enjoy being near the lick of those flames. You just work away at that for us, it'd be great. Oh, is this a new... Nope, not a new totem. All's good. There's not going to be any more new totems past that point. Oh, we get our bricks and our planks as well, so that's going to be very handy. In fact, also the leather for the fabric. Lovely, lovely. Everything's going swimmingly. So this second area, I'm looking for a... So I'm realistically looking for a dewberry bush to collect those. Actually gonna try and scaffold this all out. Then I put a warehouse there. Warehouse go their house. And then the greenhouse faces this way. Possibility of putting up another greenhouse directly next to it, but the path follows in that way. And then ultimately the paths lead from here down to whatever comes across that point. And then I have the ability still to expand by putting a hearth right here. Oh, I can't fit there. I can put it on the other side. Oh, but there's... It would want to be one space further over if possible. I'd be comfortable with doing that at the time. But yes, I finally built a warehouse without an accompanying hearth. You're proud of me? I tried real hard. Thank you to those of you who pointed out it's a particularly good strat. Much appreciated. Without any sarcasm. Sorry, it does sound like there's a little bit of sarcasm in that. It's more of a much appreciated. I took a while because I had a little bit of a backlog, but I am eager now to prove that I have taken it to heart. You know, that kind of tone. Right? I can throw. Well, hang on. No, we do need you actually making these right now. Do need some builders. All's good with that. Got the building materials coming up as well. So building materials as well. That's a very good point. I need to make a makeshift post. Round about here. I also need to make a trading post. Honestly, this can go basically anywhere. Because it just doesn't need to be near warehouses or whatever. There. Seemed good enough to me. This Fishman Cave's about to be complete as well. Now, in this makeshift post, yeah, I could use planks. I am about to get a bunch of bricks back, so what if I use bricks instead, though? Just noting that they will be easily accessible. You make up to a total of 8, and that will pay for my 5 and my 3. Looks like the storm's rolled in. Our wood is stacked. Significantly more than I would have thought. Oh, right. I'm gonna stay at 1 hostility and just keep 3 beavers beaving along. Keep beaving it up with the beavermen. Beefst of them. Sometimes you swing. Sometimes you miss. Get 'em, blight fighters. Taking out those cysts left, right, and center. Good work. So we confronted being low on food again. If I turn in clearing glades, which I can turn in first, because I just have enough bricks to already make both of these. If I turn in clearing glades, I'm just going to get enough jerky. That's enough to feed everyone except for the beavers, unfortunately. The beavers are not going to be satisfied with jerky. They're much pickier than that. I'm gonna immediately get all of my excess humans into the greenhouse. So they are getting 100% extra yield, I guess, per harvest on fertile soil here. So they are getting twice as many mushrooms and twice as many herbs as they would otherwise get. But it does also mean that straight up upgrades to the amount they get, like, you know, +2 when you gain mushrooms. I believe that will also be multiplied, giving us 12 overall. So something we want to keep an eye out for. Any of the perks that give us the ability to increase our herbs or mushroom gaining. Alright. So everything's still going okay and pretty much, yeah, okay. Everyone else can pretty much, newcomers are almost here, right. The button was still there. I guess it's now just there consistently. I thought that I'd forgotten to take my earlier newcomers. Rebellious spirit. You know what I actually think I do want here? Baptism of fire. So rebellious spirit was going to be 1 global resolve for every 2 impatience points. Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now that is +3 global resolve. It's not bad. But I'm about to hand in a couple of missions. I'm about to reduce that. Baptism of fire. Every 3 burnt blight rot cysts. So I think we burned 6 in the previous storm. Lowers hostility by -10. While the hearth is corrupted, you're unable to sacrifice resources. So as long as I don't increase my hostility a bunch really quickly here, I'm gonna have the ability to manage my hostility down consistently without having to sacrifice resources. Love it. Especially because I don't have any coal generation on this map. So coal would be the most powerful resource for me to work towards and then be able to sacrifice in order to keep people comfortable during the storm. Newcomers. Some leather, some insects. I mean, both of these represent 6 people, but one of them represents 3 more BVs, and I do need some BVs. I would not believe these BVs. Five builders right now? I think that's still reasonable. Ooh, also, yes, I definitely have the ability to move up to an encampment. So 1 and 2 and 3. And then I'm gonna put a bench there, and then this one's gonna have 2 pipes connecting into it. So now I only need 2 more. A space for 2 more decorations. One of them of the more complex type, one of them of comfort. Yeah, Yeah, let's do something like... Oh, no, but it's so close to the warehouse. I don't want to waste any space there if I can avoid it. There and there. Boom. Wait, hang on. Definitely can't be there. I can't believe I brain farted that quickly. Obviously, as the path is going to be taking up that line. I spent 45 minutes just gaining impatience, but let me say, base is very comfortable. Base is looking nice. Low on food, of course that was going to continue being a problem. I didn't staff the makeshift post, unfortunately, either. Y'all have made enough. Let's take those out. So people are going to starve for a little bit of time here, but I am very quick to hand in my building materials soon. Old Farloof has arrived. I mean, if I can just straight up scam 10 amber off of you, and it does look like I'll have the ability to do that. Honestly, I can just sell you enough wood. Packs of crops even. In fact, that's excellent. I'll take that 10. I'm going to use that immediately to finish the trading post mission, getting myself 20 biscuits, which will feed the beavers, as well as the humans. That will also give me a reputation for a smithy, a kiln, a brickyard, or a tinctuary. I mean, smithy makes a bunch of sense here. It gives me the ability to get some coat production online, as well as simple tool production online. Simple tool production, nothing I can really afford at the moment, but the coat's obviously quite useful. Kiln, also very good. That would be all the coal production online. Very, very easy to fund the entire community off of that. How consistent is my fabric generation? Would I even be able to upkeep coats? I worry not. That said, simple tools are very, 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 very powerful. I would like to be able to make them. I'm taking the smithy. How long until you'll deliver me 3 of them packs of building materials? Looks like a little bit of time, unfortunately. A wee whack longer? Let's have a look into any housing we can resolve in the meantime. I mean, obviously this woodcutter scamp's going up. Beaver's house there. One more lizard's house, obviously directly next to the rest of the lizard's houses. And another human house. I'll do a treat just over there. And deliver. Just so that I can resolve any additional food stuff problems at the moment. We also get 4 new joiners to our society. Welcome in, one and all. I guess I also need to make another human house again. Humans also only need their resolve above 28 for a period of time, which they are getting very startlingly close to. Big delivery is available for +1 to plank generation, as well as 20 bricks. Ooh, yeah, we need those. Herb garden, small farm, druid's hut, or leatherworker. So druid's hut would be, again, a flirtation with the idea of getting the oil production online. Herb garden, small farm, leatherworker. I'm honestly not super on board with any of these. I'm most keen with holding amber and re-rolling here. Speaking of getting amber though, we really are going to need some at some point. Thankfully, it's not like there's any trades I could be making with any of the available towns here, but we do need to resolve that soon. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm going to favor the humans and see if I can get the human population mission complete in this period of time. Only needs 52 seconds. They are about to run out of jerky to eat, which is going to be a little bit of a problem, and I wonder if that may dip them below the limit. If that does dip them below the limit, I could start sacrificing wood to try and keep them below the limit as well. Don't know if that's going to be a great idea, though. I just use all of the rest of my bricks, making more building materials. Oops. I needed those bricks. Humans are losing a little resolve again. You know, I will do it. I'm going to sacrifice 2 stacks just to keep the humans slightly happier. Oh god, they're moving down even further. I am going to take 2 people off of wood cutting and sacrifice 1 more stack of wood just to keep the humans high enough to complete it. Done. Now that they're complete with that, I can stop sacrificing all of those immediately. I can get the beavers back on the job. I can unfavor the humans and hand in human population getting the brick oven. Oh, yes. With the brick oven, we will now be able to make pies as well as coal and incense. Coal not at the best rate available, but pies are the best rate available. And we do have humans and lizards who both like a bit of pie. I think everything's going pretty well here. I do not currently have all of the space required for 1 more beaver house, but should be imminently forthcoming. You know, I actually need to expand the tiles down here as well if I intend to put a small hearth down here at any point. Timed order for than 3 caches of any size found in the forest. That's not going to be possible for us, unfortunately. Luxury goods. 20 luxury goods to get +2 to jerky production. +2 to jerky production is not bad. Liquid luck for the guild house, which I often do like. +1 to beaver's resolve for every 70 wine produced, as well as +2 to wine production. All of it seems good. Just probably not going to be able to get it. Chest Chaser, I don't have the ability to make the simple tools to do that, unfortunately, so that's definitely going to elapse. I'm going to leave open the ability to get either of the other 2 and just lose our ethereal choice there, unfortunately. Right, I will have to choose it. You know, I'm gonna take liquid luck here. I almost never actually make wine, but I really like the idea of trying to actually focus on it, and all the rewards are about making wine there. I'm going agricole. I'm gonna hold off on that decision as well. I don't want to go agriculture. I also don't want to go for the forum, but if the forum falls into my lap, I mean, far be it from me to kick it out of bed for crumbs, you know? For eating biscuits. Because they leave crumbs. I'm gonna make a beaver house in this location. Get myself a little bit more housing for the final member of our squad there. Let's move the trapper camp over by 1. And then I'm going to erect our second small hearth. That 1 space over. And then I can start relocating some buildings down as well. In fact, when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Ravelin, I'm gonna move this... Ooh, not yet, right? I haven't actually got the bricks. Because I used all my bricks to make everything else again. Oh, I really don't have the bricks. Bugger. Spark Tube production's going pretty good at least. Let's get one of you in there to enjoy the job whilst you do it. The Blight is about to start. It's time to get you all on the Blight posts. The makeshift post making some packs of provisions would be pretty good, just so I have some more ability to trade. Especially from herbs, which I'm otherwise currently not using for anything. Obviously, I don't want to get above downpour, if I can avoid that. Oh, okay, that's a bit much. Bit much, unfortunately. How do I keep him slightly happy? I mean, do I just hope that they resolve very slowly their loss of... Honestly, yeah, I think it's possible. But it takes them so long to get to unhappy that I can just juggle them around a bit and we're fine. We're about halfway through the storm and the beaver isn't even in negative happiness yet. Also, we now have, yep, negative 20 to the hostility from the Blightrot cysts we burnt. So we should get some packs of provisions coming out as well. And storm ends. Time to unfavor. Beauty. Around about the start of year 5. I think we're pretty on pace. There's giant vegetables. +2 to vegetable production. The traders pay you when they arrive. Newcomers come 25% quicker. Or mushroom production increases by +1 for every 25 times it's produced, which is the one we're going to take. I'm also now going to try and expand into another glade immediately, because if I can find a large mushroom, I already have the ability through the herbalist camp blueprint I have to harvest 2-star mushrooms. If I harvest a 2-star mushroom and it increases our fungal guide to give us, you know, +2, then suddenly this is giving us 12 mushrooms per pop. This gives me a direction to be able to get a foodstuff that everyone will eat consistently. Bunch more planks. Ooh, the roots and the plant fiber and the copper bars definitely overwhelm any considerations otherwise. Definitely. Bricks are difficult at the moment. That's the big problem. How can I... Well, honestly, it's going to be after I get into this glade. Hello, glade. Slickshot Broodmother. There's a root deposit. Wow, yikes. Those are not the resources I wanted to find here. Solve this with simple tools. It will kill by random villagers if it manages to go off. I think I'm going to use fabric to resolve this. Workers can carry 5 more items to a glade event. Also 3 ancient tablets. Those sell really well on the black market. And the wildfire essence. Excellent. I'm going to resolve that. And I think not only am I going to do that, but I'm going to open a second dangerous glade. Because that just wasn't it. You're kidding me. I mean, look, at least we do get a clay deposit out here, so I am going to be able to get some of that back. We've got some fabric in this area as well, so it's not nothing. It's damn close. Working effect here, we're going to get -6 to our global resolve for every 10 amber in our warehouses as we are working on the job. The amber that we have access to at the moment is 15. So that's going to be -6 resolve, total across the board. Traders on their way in 1 minute and 48 seconds. I would then be able to buy something from them in order to offload some of my money. This will count as being worked on as soon as I start moving towards it. I need 2 more simple tools. I will buy them from the trader and then use those to resolve this event. Boom. So the trader arrives in 1.5 minutes. That is going to be before the end of drizzle even. Sounds good to me. Let's get a stonecutter out here. Y'all are wasting away there. That black post not accomplishing anything at the moment. Why don't you go somewhere where you can accomplish a thing? Sounds like a gooder idea to me. Man, I really want to see some mushrooms. I almost want to make a third woodcutter right now as well, just in order to assist this first one along. I almost want to do it so badly that I am going to do it. But don't mistake this for actually doing it. I would never. Oh, right. That rain collector could actually be us out elsewhere. This is humans as well. I can't really start making those houses just yet. In fact, I think I might actually be able to use the smithy. Oh, it needs bricks! Of course it does. Where can I get 3 bricks? Give me the clay. Your highest priority is bricks if you can make them. Triss Greybone, you legend. Oh, turn it up with the ability to make reinforced needles. Plus 30 to fabric production. Oof. Plus 3 to fabric production, rather, sorry. Scroll snail, reinforced saw blades, plus 3 plank production. That's so good. So basically, these are if I am using those consistently in the rest of my build, right? Like if I'm making coats, I'm gonna want more fabric production per fabric, obviously. If I'm making barrels, I'm gonna want more planks per plank. I'm gonna have my building materials, obviously. Those 3 copper bars, we're gonna go and make 2 simple tools, but it's fine. I'm gonna buy those from you. I'm gonna give you all of the amber, obviously, as well. I am about to get 2 more wildfire essence, so I'm happy to give you the wildfire essence. This is cool. Do I want planks or reinforced needles? Because I'm about to buy one of them. Ooh, or I could... 30 scrolls. How much does 30 scrolls cost me? 30 scrolls is... Can I equalize this easily? Oh man, packs of provisions are not going to get me the entire way there, unfortunately. Oh, they are. They are, actually. Let's include 1 plank. So this is the 30 scrolls that I'm going to require. And I'm also going to take reinforced needles for plus 3 to fabric production. So now I have the ability to resolve this using scrolls instead of the simple tools, keeping the simple tools for something else in the future that might be more pressing. Oh, a huge amount of bricks and pottery and ancient tablets, all things I'm actually quite keen to get. Let's resolve this event. Then I guess all of these are 14s as well. Any of these have a perk that's worthwhile. Barrel production, ale production, don't really care about either of those. I mean, I do care about them in general. Do I care about getting them immediately? No, that's the thing. I don't care about getting them immediately. That would be the only real deal breaker there for us. Unfortunately, it also looks like I don't really have any of the resources that we would otherwise be able to sell to any of the other towns. Get some harvesters in the harvesters camp there. Great. Workshop! What can't you do and why can't you do it? Looks like you can't make any bricks at the moment. I really thought you'd gotten delivered some bricks. Have I not made any bricks? Where have all my bricks gone? Didn't... Maybe I have never delivered any of the clay that I've been farming this entire time because I've been paused the entire time? Maybe. It does sound like me. Alright, goodbye to Tris. This event is going to take another 4 minutes at this point, so yeah, I definitely didn't want to even start any of... Oh, wait a second. It's only for every 10, right? I can sell some stuff if I stay below 10. In fact, I can sell one lot of something to every town right now and still stay below 10. I get 2 and 2 and 4. Hopefully no one else gives me any money for any other reason. No windfall. I can't withstand it. There goes the Ancient Shrines completion. Excellent work there. I mean, yeah, still prioritize bricks if you can ever make them fast. There okay, we did have enough bricks. They were just, I guess, stuck in some sort of a delivery limbo. Let's use those to make a hearth. Then use that hearth to make a home by sending down some human houses. Go. And by simply adding 1 park. Actually, I think I might be able to design this slightly better. A little bit of a gate out the back of the trading post there, and that will give us our +3 global resolve again. And then in fact I can even start some more even legitimate housing projects down here. I know, I'm surprised also. Yeah, neither of those are really going to fit in the area at the moment, but I can put 2 human houses down there without problem. And a lizard house will eventually be able to sit on the other side easily too. Yeah, very welcoming to all of this extra resolve rolling in, obviously. Now, this event has 43 seconds until it resolves, so as long as none of my trade routes I accept from this point are 43 seconds or less, I'm okay. So I just need to trade once with Sean and that's fine. There you go. Got those. We're also just about to need our Blight Fighters. Got a bunch of extra humans around at the moment also. You know, I think there's no... Well, hang on. I'm not able to make any more camps at this point, I believe. Yeah, I'm out of parts for camps. I can get enough parts to make 1 more camp by opening 3 more glades, but obviously we're not going to do that immediately here. Well, you see, that will form a wee bit of a problem. I really wish I had access to one of the trapper or even forager camps. Alas. How goes our mushroom fungal guide situation? How many have we gotten of mushrooms? Only 6! Yeah, this is the reason that I really wanted Herbalist Camp to go collect them in the wild. So you know what? Next episode... Oh, do I want to start next episode with the storm? Let's get through the storm before the start of the next episode. How about that? We are in a new season, but the storm has not activated yet. Which is to say, I would have the ability to sell things without extra costs right now. I am going to take the agriculture so I can see our final, which does include beer snacks, which is not something I was ever going to make. Complete 14 trade routes in order to get all trade routes faster by 40, as well as 6 packs of provisions every time you discover a new glade and 12 parts, as well as 35 amber in order to go for it. Yeah, love it. Sounds good. Really hooks into the missions. I've already been exploring them. Very much time to get a bunch of woodcutters off of woodcutting. This is fine. Can't about how I expected this to go, to be honest. But once we burn enough cysts, I believe we are going to lower our hostility level. Do I have another system up? Yeah. Because the makeshift post has been creating this entire time as well. There we go. So we've actually gotten down below 3 hostility there, courtesy of our other positive -40 so far from our... There we are. Baptism of Fire. Real big fan of Baptism of Fire. It does make for a very, very kind of like safe version of slow expansion, I guess, in the playstyle. Chrysalis, you insects. I guess I'm eating all of the insects immediately is the problem. Let's look at our consumption. No, 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 no. Yeah, just eat the mushrooms. I make a bunch of mushrooms. I'd like to keep all of the other things for what they can be used for. Whereas I will intend to have made a stupid, ridiculous amount of mushrooms by the end of all of this, so please, have at it. Now I have the ability to make another camp, as we've taken 1 camp down. This is unfortunately a forager's camp. Also, forager's camp would be particularly powerful at the moment. Trapper's camp still reasonably powerful. Another forager's camp up there, but that's a small forager's camp version. I guess I'm gonna occupy this? These deliveries are gonna take ages, but it is the nearest small camp, and I'm just gonna try and make sure that I have max utilization of my parts at the moment. I guess one good thing that we can get out of this is moving the woodcutter in order to try and make a much clearer break into this area up here. Now as we begin our 6th year here in Drizzle, I'm going to say that my name's been Rhapsody. This settlement is setting up to be a particularly powerful one. Peakton, really proving the name out there. We've got our 2nd small hearth established in one of our dangerous glades. We've broken into 3 dangerous glades relatively early on. We've also resolved each and every one of them in turn without much problem. We've gained a decent amount of impatience over this period of time, but we are starting to manage that back down by completing our orders. We have 2 blueprints in the waiting, one of them that we are now able to re-roll with the extra amber that we just got access to via our trade routes, and then the one after possibly assisting us with some of our complex food generation. But that is going to be a decision we're going to make at the start of the top of the next episode. Until then, my name is Rhapsody. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Playlist is up in the top left, YouTube recommendation down below, streaming pass are the names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Tristan. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.